Coptic Orthodox Quickie question series. Today we're talking about successful steps of a courtship. Now, a courtship is the more proper term to be used instead of the slang term dating. Now, what I've done is I've taken some very common principles, very specific ones, and what I've done is I've put them together to spell the word courtship, hoping that this will be easy for you to remember and keep in mind in the long run. Let's start. Courtship. C. Commence with pursuing Christ. As we've seen before and often heard, Christ is number one and will always remain number one, even after marriage. As we see in Matthew 6, verse 33, seek ye first the kingdom. Remember, commence with pursuing Christ. O. Old habits die hard. It's never too early or too late to look in the mirror, assess our personality and behavior, and start making the necessary changes for us. We can use this to learn from our past, learn from our mistakes, assess any vulnerability and misconceptions we may have had. U. Utilize connections to meet other people. We talked about in another video that online dating is definitely not recommended. There's nothing wrong with meeting people who are maybe not specifically at your church. Also, stay involved with the relationships that you have going around you with your family and friends. They will be able to offer you an objective perspective of what they think about of your significant other. They will be able to tell you if they feel that this is a positive change in your life or maybe a negative one. R. Rushing and pressure can be relentless. Don't feel pressured or in a hurry to go on and move into the marriage stage. Take the time required for the courtship and the engagement. Don't let any family member, a aunt or an uncle pressure you into feeling that you really have to move and speed things along. Always remember to pray throughout the entire process. T. Taste expansion. Sometimes it's okay to expand a bit the expectations that I may have or may be looking for. If I am adamant on someone with green eyes who is in pharmacy, or somebody who is maybe studying medicine, or somebody who is studying engineering, not singling out any of those, just speaking from experience and what I've heard, maybe it's time that I expand a bit the criteria. S. Set boundaries and values. What that means is there are certain values that should not be compromised. Obviously things like your faith, your religion, your purity, all those things that are deep and set inside of you. Obviously Christ is your number one priority, so do not negotiate those values and set boundaries. H. Hits or outbursts equals no. Any sort of physical violence or any sort of anger outburst from the beginning should not be given a second chance. Thank God that He has revealed this to you in advance before the marriage, and I cannot tell you how many domestic violence victims I sometimes deal with in my line of work as a family lawyer, and my heart just goes out to them. Physical violence is a no from the get-go. And that's what I mean also when we talked about S for setting your boundaries. Do not make any exceptions. I am me. While we did talk about earlier for the O that old habits die hard and it's good to try to improve oneself, you also want to make sure that you're not adapting your personality to what you think the person will like. You can only put on an act or a face for so long, and it will only backfire on you and the other person, and maybe even those around you. Last but not least is the P. Purity. This is a very important one. Purity in all aspects. Sexual purity. Thoughts. So purity of mind, purity of the heart, purity of the spirit, purity of the tongue. This all spells out the word courtship, and I guarantee you that if you follow, you will definitely be on a path towards a successful courtship. Thank you very much for watching Coptic Orthodox Quickie question series, and we're sorry we kept you a little longer this time. Have a great day.